Ask us how we pulled that off, but we did. And the reason that we're able to do this is because we are an Illuminati front organization.
That's
Our
true.
funding comes from very secretive places, and we are not to be trusted.
That's right.
So with that said, we send a correspondent to D.C.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to be offering you this. Her name is Lee Sari. She was kind enough to begin working for us and helped us out by taking some photographs and just checking the scene.
You got some pamphlets and a lot of religious rhetoric this in the guise of, freedom and liberty and all that.
Restore America, which we interpret as get the darky out of the White House, which seems to be the undertone there.
Exactly. And and that's the other thing, too, is that it actually kind of sickens me and pains me that there are a lot of like racist motivations behind this, and
lowest common
it's
denominator. That's what Glenn Beck's all about. Lowest common denominator.
It just makes me sick. Like
he's shitting on the Tea Party. He's shitting on anyone who is concerned about the future of this country, who you may be able to describe as a conservative. He's sucking them into this lowest common denominator racist bullshit.
Yep.
And when I have the paper here, folks. I know you can't see it because we're on the radio, but that's the sound of a racist pamphlet with a bunch of drawings of Obama, clearly giving him the characteristics that you would if you were to draw African Americans in a negative light. I mean, you agree here?
No,
right?
no.
I mean, you see these pictures.
Absolutely. You know what? It reminds me.
Large lips, cartoonishly large ears, and exaggerated features. These are racist drawings.
It reminds me of cartoons.
It
reminds me of cartoons, comic books, things of that from like the 30s, 40s, 50s. That with like the Japanese and the and black people who they just
Italians, Irish, they did it to all of us.
Yes, they did it to all of them, and just the
But I mean, I want to point this out. Like this is what really offends me is the sparseness of the information. Like you want to draw Obama and humiliate him.
Oh, I know.
Have some substance. Don't have 15 words on your flyer. And this is called Obama Sutra. We're calling them out. We're in the process of making friends tonight.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
This is another one of our buddies.
Another
Obama
jabroni.
Sutra, who has decided to pass their racist drawings around this rally, this so-called rally. And it's just ridiculous. Illustrated by Elia Katz. We don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
Amazing.
I just can I see that for a minute? There's just I mean, I can't even describe it to you. And and here's the thing is that like. You go to their website, I don't want to give them website
find it on
hits.
your own.
Find it on your own.
The illustrator is Elia Katz.
Yeah, I mean, it's listed on here. I just don't want to give them the hits or the recognition.
Because they're jabronis.
They're jabronis, but 180 caricatures of Obama. In fact, if you go to this, if you're web savvy enough to use, I don't know, Google or whatever, you can probably find this. Just look at these awful racist, it's really awful.
And it's clear, I mean, I don't want to harp on it, but lowest common denominator. They are appealing to people's, and that's really what, and hopefully we'll be able to get Lee Sari to comment on what she saw on the ground tonight. We may have to conduct an interview later because she actually, there was a schedule mishap where she didn't know we were going to be doing this tonight.
Yeah.
But, stay tuned for that because she's going to explain to us like how creepy the tone was at this event. It was not about anyone who had she actually was not able to find someone who could coherently and articulately explain their point of view. It was really just dumbed down paraphrasing of Glenn Beck's radio show at best.
Surprise, surprise.
And it's just amazing. It was cliquey, it was clan-like, and there were different factions of the American uninformed that came out to celebrate their lack of knowledge. I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah, it's getting real weird out there, people. Like, you really have to... I don't even know what to say. I mean, I'm just looking at this stuff. Like, there's actually a picture of a guy. I don't know... Because I'm assuming this Elia Katz or whatever, it sounds like a chick.
Yeah, it sounds like a female name.
But I don't know. It sounds like a woman's name. But because there's a picture on here of a dude with, like, an American flag T-shirt holding an American flag... And so on and so forth, but
another interesting thing I want to point out about our eyes and ears on the ground, we're able to locate precisely one African American attendee of this event, and according to CBS or whoever in the mainstream blowhard media, they estimated like at least 100,000 people. We were able to locate one African American. This is an older guy who happened to be married to a white woman. I'm just going to throw that out there because I use my imagination and I could see her forcing him to come to this ridiculous event. It's unbelievable. So, not to say that makes it racist just because we were only able to locate one black guy, but hey, that's what we saw on the ground and that's what happened, and we're just letting you know. We're just relaying the message.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I was quiet there for a minute. I was actually Googling something. I don't want to come off.
That's our in-depth research.
As a
That's how we do it.
as an idiot, because there was just a word on here that I didn't know, so I wanted to Google.
We're straight up.
Was.
This is we don't fuck around here at Save the World Radio. If we don't know the definition of a word,
then
we Google it.
Then I Google it and find it out. I mean, isn't
we're normal
that
guys here, folks?
Yeah, and isn't that the way? Isn't that the way you get smarter?
Like would you rather we pretend we were intelligent and kind of dance our way around that word,
or just
like Glenn Beck would,
or just see that word and just be like, I don't know what that means.
I must have
and
missed that day in high school, and now I'm gonna look it up.
I don't care. No, I mean, I want to learn,
Right.
So, But anyway, that still doesn't mean that I know how to say it. I just know what it means now when I see it written. But I don't even know what else to say. What else? What other pamphlets do we have?
Well, we got some info from this is the Free State Project, who made their presence known at the Glenn Beck Groupthink Festival. I don't know very much about the Free State Project. They have the logo of the porcupine, which is basically the "Don't Tread." It's the "Don't Tread on Me" flag or symbol is sometimes instead of a snake you'll see a porcupine, which basically means you are. I guess it's meant to be more like a passive aggressive symbolism. Like,
right.
Hey, fuck you! I'm not going to do anything, but if you step on me, don't cry if your foot hurts.
Right, exactly. If you get stabbed.
I like the symbol. However, the group, their whole idea, their whole concept is let's all move to New Hampshire because New Hampshire is a state where you can carry a firearm if you're permitted, and they do have a leg up on a lot of other states in terms of their. I don't want to call it progressive; that'll offend a lot of people, but their constitution-oriented laws. So basically, this group here is encouraging everyone to move to New Hampshire as if that's some sort of solution or fix for the New World Order.
Yeah, and besides, I mean, I know it wouldn't be the entire country, but I don't think 300 or 350,000 people could fit in New Hampshire.
Right.
Yeah,
that's another problem. And the other question I have for them is, what do you do when the New World Order conquers and takes over the other 49 states? Do you actually think that your tiny little territory of New Hampshire, not to denigrate the Save the World Radio fans in New Hampshire, but let's be realistic here. If you're surrounded by a gigantic landmass that's claimed by the New World Order, you are not going to be able to withstand an invasion. You must realize we are a union of 50 states, and you must adhere to that. I'm sorry, but that is the United States Republic.
Right. I mean,
and you turn your back on one state, you may as well turn your back on all of them.
And that's fine, too, that, perhaps, they are the most, and again, I don't want to liberal state, and whatever. I don't want to use that word per se, but you know what I mean.
However you want to describe it.
And I'm using it in the terms of liberty.
They've managed to stave off the New World Order better than other states.
Exactly, but that still doesn't mean that their government officials. Let's just say everybody did move there. That's what when you're saying attacks, I'm thinking almost like physical, war, like occupying, New Hampshire. But it could be more sinister than that, even in terms of just replacing
bribery,
or replacing officials with people in the pocket of the New World Order. It could be so all of a sudden your freedom-loving New Hampshire go from
is an enclosed encampment surrounded by fascism.
Yeah.
I don't see the end game. I don't see the ultimate strategy there.
I mean, that's like with the militias.
Save one state in the union,
and that's like the militias too. Even the militias, they just they go up in their mountains and their compounds, and like what good is that doing?